Today I'm going to be doing a video on this 2025 Chevrolet Trailblazer RS thanks to Shepherd's, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Auburn, Indiana. So with that, let's get right into the video. So as you can see, as we walk around this car, it is a subcompact SUV. The length of this 2025 Trailblazer comes out to 174.7 inches, and it has a width of 71.2 inches. Just for comparison, the closest competitors to this vehicle are the Buick Encore and Mazda CX-30. As we come back around to the front of this vehicle, you guys will be able to see that this is fully kitted out with LEDs. It has LED headlights, LED fog lights. It even has LED taillights, as you guys could see just a second ago. Additionally, this car has almost 6K in add-ons. So, what are some of the add-ons this has over a base Trailblazer? Well, for one, you have these really sleek 19-inch rims that are finished off in this black, gloss black right here, and they got this machined kind of finish on the front of them right there. Another part of the RS package that's part of that $6 grand in add-ons is the black Chevy bow ties on the front, and it also has black Trailblazer badging on the rear. As we make our way to the rear, you also have a dual exhaust that you wouldn't have on a normal model, and you have this carbon fiber affected lip kind of splitter back here on the back. So that's the main options we have over a normal Trailblazer from the exterior. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's get started under the hood. All right, now that we're under the hood of this Chevy Trailblazer, these cars have two engine and transmission combos that they can be ordered in. This Trailblazer RS in front of us is being powered by a 1.3 liter Ecotec turbocharged engine that is paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission. This combo has 155 horsepower with 174 pound-feet of torque, getting 26 miles per gallon in the city and 29 on the highway, coming out to a combined 27 miles per gallon. The 1.3 liter engine combo can be had in both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. On the other hand, a base spec Chevy Trailblazer would have a 1.2 liter turbocharged engine mated to a CVT that puts out 137 horsepower and 162 pound-foot of torque. This combo gets 30 miles per gallon in the city and 31 on the highway, coming out to a combined 30 miles per gallon. And, as I should note, this option is only available in front-wheel drive. With all of that out of the way, let's get started on the interior of the Chevy Trailblazer.
Do it real quick. It's so lame.
Let's get started on the rear of the Chevy Trailblazer. So, what's the size of the trunk on this vehicle? The size of the trunk on this car is 25.3 cubic feet, but with the second row folded up, that expands to 54.4 cubic feet. One of the roomiest in its class. So, let's show you guys a first hand of that. Automatic tailgate, pretty standard in most newer vehicles. Here's your main bit of cargo space. Under here, we got a spare tire, a little bit of storage room for maybe one bag of groceries or something extra where this bag is. And then on the sides, you also have little cargo wells if you got anything, liquid, etc. that might spill. You could put them right in there. So now I'm going to fold down this second row to show you guys how much space this thing really has. Let's see if I can figure out how to. There we go. There's the one side. Got a... Oh, the headrests fold up, so they go like that. That's interesting. There's a button here on the side of it we'll show you guys that you have to hit. Same with this guy right here. Boom. Look at all that space now. You could fit quite a bit of stuff in here. You could fit at least 1, 2, I'd say you could fit 4 18-gallon totes, but there's not much headroom back here for storage. So that's about all I'd say you could fit. You're not really stacking too much high, but at least you got a lot of room right here. So now that we showed you guys the back right here, let's get into the second row of the vehicle and show you guys some of the amenities. Now that we're in the back seat of the Chevy Trailblazer, let's show you guys around a little bit. You have a little 12-volt outlet hidden away back here, like kind of like your house style plugs. You got a little USB port right there, and it's like a USB-C outlet. So that's some of the charging options you got back here. Additionally, here's your door card, kind of plain, honestly. There's a lot of plastic showing on it, but you do have this like rubberized handle right here, but otherwise it's all plastic. The rear seat in this vehicle isn't too bad, but it's not as comfy as some of the others I've sat in. It's class. Here's your rear center console. Put your drinks right here. Nice full-size cup holders. We've got a little storage pouch on the driver's side. You got your storage pouch on the passenger side. And there's one main thing I'm not seeing back here, and it's vents. I'm not sure where the air comes from back here, because like I just reached down here and that's just a storage compartment. I see little speakers up here, and yeah, that's kind of strange. That's really odd for a vehicle like this, huh? I guess if you're in the back, you can pop the trunk and you can get a breeze whenever you want. So that's why they didn't put vents back here, unless I'm missing them. But at least you have these grab handles and little map lights. You got some pretty nice stitching kind of shown on the back of the seats. So, well, with that interesting news, let's get headed up to the front. Let's get headed up to the front when I'm not locked in the back, because the child locks are on. So now that we got the child locks off and I'm not stranded back here, let's get up to the front of this. Now that we're in the front of the 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, let's get started with the interior. So you got this big screen that kind of goes from both sides. It's separated here in the middle, but you got your all digital gauge cluster on one side. Then you got your normal just screen for OnStar, radio, etc. on this side right here. So instead of on traditional vehicles, normally near your gauge cluster, there'd be a little screen and you'd like kind of scroll through it. On this, there is nothing. It's just your speedo. So those menus have been moved over to this side. So as you can see, you got your trip there, you got your gauges, maintenance, there's your tire pressure, and then there's just your radio, typical radio controls. And then you can turn the screen off if you want to by hitting the power button, and it just shows how warm or cold it is, the date, and time. Here's the center stack of the vehicle. On it we got our climate controls, AC controls. We have heated seats in this vehicle with the packages it has. There's your different like two-way controls for where you want the heat pointed, air conditioning pointed, whatever. There's your front windshield heater and rear windshield heater, and that's just your vent control. And it's kind of neat. It's digital right here, so when you turn it up, it shows a wave going forward and backwards. And then here you can adjust your heat and how cool you want it in here. So go all the way up to 90 degrees if you want. Here in the middle is your shifter. You got a standard sized cup holder right next to it, and that bugging out of the lights just being picked up by the GoPro in person. It's not doing that. And you also have a wireless phone charger back here. You have your traction control button. You have different drive modes like sport mode. Here's your lane assist on the freeway. Here's I call it the a-hole button, the engine start stop button. So you can turn it off so when you get to a stop, your car doesn't have to restart itself. And then here's the all-wheel drive control right there. So it's finished off pretty nice in the middle. You got nice contrast red stitching, red RS badge. Here's your center console. You open it through this little button on the front right here. It's really small center console. There's not much room in this vehicle, so here's the main part of your center console, and here's the rest of your center console. So it looks like somebody left their glasses in here, but you could fit like 3 water bottles in the center console of the car. It's really small. My ring looks big in the center console. But to make up for it, you've got this additional little storage well right here. You could fit a full-size Big Gulp from 7-Eleven or snacks or wallet, whatever, etc. Whatever you need to throw right there. That could fit a little bit of stuff. It could fit 3 pieces of chicken and some gravy, whatever you need. So, up here, this vehicle does have a panoramic sunroof because it is pretty loaded. So here's your controls for the panoramic sunroof. So we can open it. There we go. They should have put panoramic sunroofs like this in the Chevy Malibus. That would have been sweet. That was my first car. I got it. And then here's just the trunk controls. Here's your overhead lights. There's your OnStar passenger airbag. It looks really nice. It is a pretty nice looking center stack. Then you got your mirror right here. And then here's your sun visor with your mirror right there too. This mirror is so big you almost don't even need the mirror right here. Here's your glove box. Pretty decent sized glove box. It makes up for some of the lack of room. Otherwise, it's a really big glove box. This glove box is bigger than the glove box in my QX80. So you can fit a lot of stuff in there. That's the nice thing about GMs is they always have huge glove boxes. You got this nice kind of perforated material. It's like a plasticky kind of vinyl material on the front here. And then you got your plastic dashboard up top. Up here, unlike the rear, you can see all of our vents. You got 2 big vents in the middle, and then 2 little vents off to the sides. And then you just move this back and forth. Really nice looking cabin, honestly. And then you got this nice, like, contrast red colored trim up here. Carbon fiber affected, like, gloss black trim, too. And then your chrome handles. Here's some more of that, like, nylon-y kind of material, but it's more rubberized on the sides. And then the rest is kind of plastic. And then we've also got our trunk opener down here, but you guys can't really see it from back there. Here it is. There's your hood latch, and there's some of your headlight controls. Some of the options that this vehicle has on the interior that I didn't mention or that you wouldn't typically notice right away is it does have Bose speakers. Those are part of the adaptive cruise and sound package. It also has a driver confidence package, which adds rear cross traffic alerts, rear park assist, and a lane change alert. This also has a side blind spot alert. It's just built into your mirrors, and it has this vehicle also has a side blind zone alert built into the mirrors, and that's pretty much it. So with all that in mind, I do have the window sticker right here. So if you guys do want to check it out, just pause the video. I'll do a quick pan over of it so you can see every inch of it, and we'll just kind of show you from there. With that, that's been my full video on this car. Overall, it's not a bad vehicle. It is really a smaller car inside. I'm not big on small cars like this typically, but it is pretty nice in the front. But overall, I still like cars like the Chevy Malibu and other stuff like that, but they don't make them anymore. So if you're in the market for something like that, this is going to be your kind of closest to that. So gets good gas mileage, can't really beat that. Not everybody needs a giant car. So if you're in the market for something small, it's a pretty reasonable little car.
If you're interested in this exact Chevy Trailblazer, the link in the description to Shepherd's website will be below. And with that, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to get headed out of here, and peace out.